Shame, 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 shame on you. You guys will not believe what we just discovered. Shame on you for using a child's murder to push an agenda. Are you kidding me, bro? Yo, chat, look at this. Naledi Chirwa owes Jacinta Ngobeze an apology. Fact. You owe the people of South Africa an apology. Fact. You owe Xhosas and Zulu folks an apology. Facts. For lying about them. Are you kidding me? You owe Limpopo people an apology for misleading them. I will show you a whole movement that's being started right now that's trying to eradicate or allegedly trying to get revenge for what happened to this Tsonga young man who lost his life at 19 years old in Western Cape. The misleading nature of the EFF has created division in the country to a point where there's a Tsonga tribe or organization that's being formed to revenge the murder of this young man. So this lady over here owes the Limpopo people an apology for misleading them, and most importantly, you owe Nhlamulo's family an apology for using their child's death to cause division in the country. Facts. Shame on you. Even when people kept telling you to stop, you kept pushing your propaganda agenda. But this is common amongst the EFF. I mean, we've seen this happen in the past before when they were using... remember when March and March or South African citizens were going to clinics to try and prioritize South Africans to get medical assistance over illegal migrants. And EFF started using an infant's murder, an infant's death rather, not murder, an infant's death to try to pin it against March and March as far as them going into these public facilities or clinics to try to get prioritized South Africans' priority in the queues of these clinics. A child ended up dying, and EFF wanted to push an agenda that it's March and March's fault. But they eventually dropped the case because it was just not simply true. That's that. Shame on you. In this live stream chat, we're going to do the most, okay? We're going to start off with the speech that Naledi held there in Parliament using the death of this young man to push her own propaganda, okay? We're going to look at the mother also being paid, allegedly, by the EFF, in my opinion, allegedly, to push this agenda as well. We'll look at the police report that was posted by the police themselves through their own mouth and investigation, telling us that this was not what we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And there's another video that I found of the mother still pushing the same agenda back to back. I'm like, what the heck is going on? She doesn't want to stop, even after the police told her that, ma'am, this is what really happened. In this live stream chat, we're going to look into the beef between the Tsonga folk and the Zulu folk, because the EFF is trying to mask this as a tribalistic protest, which is not the case. Yeah, we'll look at why Papa Penny doesn't like the March and March movement. We'll also look at how one individual is trying to form a whole alliance against the Zulu folk, a tribalistic alliance against the Zulu folk. He goes by the name Kyng Zyle, if I'm not mistaken. Kyng Zyle, if I'm not mistaken. And then, yeah, man, we'll also look at the Mpumalanga border crisis with vehicles being shipped or being smuggled into Mozambique from South Africa. Stolen vehicles. There's a border crisis there, which is probably why we have such a very, very big protests that are going on in the country against the Mozambicans as well. Not only the Zimbabweans, not only the etc. etc. So yeah, let's get into it, okay? I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get into this first segment.
Greetings to the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF, Julius, Malema, fellow fighters, and progressive forces across our continent and the world. Before we speak about appropriations, strategic plans, key performance indicators, and budget allocations, we must speak about blood. The blood of unemployed youth Mlazi, of mine workers in Tabazimbi, of Nasipi Dukwa and her 9-month-old baby, of children who died of hunger in the Eastern Cape, and the blood of black people whose labor built this country and whose suffering continues to sustain it. South Africa is a nation built on black blood blood land, blood
Listen
labor,
closely,
blood
listen closely.
minerals, blood wealth, blood profits, and a blood government.
Listen.
This debate follows the tragic killing of 18-year-old Nhlamulo Sambo, whom according to his mother and sister was allegedly slaughtered like an animal for being Tsonga. The Western Cape Police
Lies.
stated
Lies. She just lied in parliament, in a public platform. She just lied in front of the whole nation. She just lied in front of the whole world. Using a 19-year-old's murder to push an agenda. Are you kidding me, bruh? This is so common. We've seen this before.
contrary to this.
I know you're not shocked.
But the fact remains, we're a country living in anxiety, searching for someone to blame for our realities. Poverty, hopelessness, and hatred have become the language of the oppressed. You and Leon Schreiber are caught in slumber while shacks are going up in flames. Step in and ensure that the Sambo family receives the truth about what happened to their son, that justice is served, and that the order is restored in our streets.
She does have a point that the ANC is so complacent and allowing everything to happen under their nose. She's very 100% correct for saying that. However, do not use this child's murder to push an agenda that he was targeted because he's a Tsonga speaking individual. You are lying, ma'am. Enough with this lady, okay? Enough with this lady. As we move right along, listen to the mother, what she said. The mother also got an interview, or she started posting. However, there's something peculiar about this situation as well. Listen carefully.
Hi, South Africa. I'm Kateko Patricia Sambo from Limpopo. I'm the mother of Nhlamulo Sambo, who has been killed by riot people here in Mossel Bay, Western Cape. They killed my son like a dog, saying that he's a foreigner. Whereas
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'll play back. I got you.
riot people
Listen carefully.
here in Mossel Bay, Western Cape.
Stop playing with me.
They killed my son like a dog, saying that he's a foreigner. Whereas my
Did you
child
hear-
is a dog.
Did you hear in the background what that person said? Literally coaching mommy to say foreigner. Mommy almost lost the script. And the person in the background who's probably possibly taking the video helps her and says foreigner. And mommy says foreigner. Listen, stop playing with me. If you are telling me that this was not orchestrated, then you buggy. Listen closely.
Kill my son like a dog, saying that he's a foreigner, whereas my child is a Tsonga, a South African citizen of Limpopo at Guyana.
I don't know who recorded this video or who posted this video, but I can assure you this person is an EFF supporter. There is no way you guys took a not starving, but a poor lady who just told us in this video that she doesn't work, she's unemployed, and you using her to push your narrative that March and March is responsible for a death of a kid who was allegedly stealing. We'll get into it. RIP this young man. Nobody deserves to be slaughtered. RIP this young man. Sorry to the mom. Condolences to the whole family. But the fact that the family itself is also complacent and using this, trying to frame it as something that it's not, is crazy to me.
I am very painful and hurt.
Sorry,
as
Mama.
I'm speaking now.
Sorry.
Because here I am right now. I'm not working. They killed my child.
Sorry.
Now I should take the body home to Limpopo. I should bury my child on Saturday. Please, South Africa, help the fellow South Africa.
Sorry, Mama.
Hi, South Africa. I'm Kateko Patricia Sambo from Limpopo.
Sorry, Mama. But the fact that the family is using this to push whatever agenda that they're trying to push is madness. I'm sorry. I don't know if the EFF is allegedly involved with trying to frame this as what it's not. I don't know. But it's also shameful that she's also allowing it to happen as well. But I get it. Maybe she got a check. Away, ma, asas. You know what? Allegedly, right? Just trying to make sure that we don't implicate ourselves into some things that are not really the case, right? I don't know. Do I feel like she's being coached? I think so. I think she was being coached in this whole video that they recorded. And what we have next is the police reporting to us and telling us exactly what they feel happened according to the investigation. You do feel what I'm saying? So let's listen to that part real quick in a hurry and hear what they have to say about what happened with the murder of Nhlamulo Sambo.
I think I'll just ask you, General, to just detail to us. We know that there is the two murder cases that police are currently investigating, possibly linked to the unrest that we saw as a result of the protests that occurred against foreign nationals on Friday. Talk to us about
the protests that occurred against foreign nationals on Friday. Nhlamulo was deleted in the early hours of Sunday. So, EFF or Naledi is attributing a protest that occurred or happened on a Friday with a murder that happened on a Sunday. Make it make sense. I'm begging you, please help me. Chat, say something in the live chat right now. Help me. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't to me. Anyway, let's keep going. Listen very carefully.
There's been a lot of residents or people that are up in arms as a result of that particular murder.
Good day to you and the viewers up there. The 18-year-old matter is unrelated to the first one. This one happened between Saturday night and Sunday morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to be exact. These two that were on Friday.
So the police are telling us that, according to our investigation, ma'am, these two incidents were very unrelated. These were unrelated cases. I feel like everybody on social media was just quick to jump the gun to start blaming and pointing fingers as to who might be responsible. Innocent South Africans were being pinned and linked to a murder that they had nothing to do with. Innocent people, a whole movement. Imagine, how crazy is that, chat? EFF just exposed themselves again and again and again and again and again and again. And they just keep exposing themselves to try to cause division amongst the South African communities. It's crazy, it's madness. Stop it, please. Fighting a very good cause here. So far, so good. Things are actually happening the way they're supposed to, according to how things are structured in the country. The government doesn't want to help or assist with anything, so that people are stepping up and taking matters into their own hands within the bounds of the law. Listen to this officer tell us exactly what happened with this young man's life.
Is unrelated to the first one. This one happened between the 18-year-old matter is unrelated to the first one. This one happened between Saturday night and Sunday morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to be exact. These two that were on Friday, between Friday and Saturday morning. So in this 18-year-old, what we now have information is that the deceased and another 15-year-old, they were together. They were found in an empty shack that was the owner or the person in charge of the shack was not there. And then as they were busy trying to remove some items, then the person in charge or the owner found them inside and accosted them. And then the 15-year-old hid himself under the bed, whilst the owner was pursuing the deceased and apparently stabbed him to death.
Are you listening?
So it is not related to, and they're both South Africans, and the suspect is also South African.
Are you listening?
Related to the Friday, Saturday morning incidents.
I think I'll just...
So Mr. Officer is telling us what happened according to his investigation. The SAPS, that is. And people are trying to discredit the SAPS doing an investigation simply because the mom disagrees with what happened. According to her, this is what happened. Listen very carefully to what the mom thinks happened during the incident of her child's murder. The policeman is literally telling us that what happened was that, ma'am, your son was in a room, in a shack rather, with a friend, a 15-year-old, and they were trying to steal. They were trying to steal. One of the perpetrators was able to hide underneath a bed or whatever. And as Nhlamulo ran. The owner of the shack chased after him and did what he had to do, according to what he sees fit. I don't know. Blood clot. I was probably gonna do the same. God forbid. You know how much everything that's in this room right now, you know how much it's worth, and you trying to take it? Blood clot. I'm sorry. You did feel what I'm saying. So, hey, all I'm saying is that, not to say that murder is okay or killing somebody is okay, but say, touch my shit, I'm sorry. Something is gonna happen to you. My bad. Oopsie. According to the mom, that is not what happened. Listen to this.
What I heard when that boy came.
What I heard. This is what she heard. Not according to an investigation with intelligence. This is what she was told by somebody else. Who exactly told her this? Let's find out.
What I heard when that boy came here, he says he was behind the door. Ne?
When that boy came here, he was behind the door. She's talking about the 15-year-old, I'm going to assume.
My boy was hiding somewhere where there is a cupboard. So I don't know what happened. They never touched him.
I thank the Lord that she said that. I don't know what happened, because she wasn't there. So at least she is honest to some degree. At least she's being honest to some degree. As much as she's not telling us what her son and friend were doing there, at least she's telling us that I don't know what I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but this is what I heard. Keep going, Mama. We're listening very attentively.
Hiding somewhere where there is a cupboard. So I don't know what happened. They never touched him because he's a Xhosa. That boy of...
She said because he's a Xhosa. Mommy, why is she doing this to herself, bruh? This is so embarrassing, dude. Oh, this is so bad, dude.
Mine, because he's a Tsonga from Limpopo, is being killed. And where they stabbed my child, I heard when I was in the mortuary yesterday, they told me they stabbed my child here, this side of the heart, which means they know that they were killing my son. And when they killed my son, when I heard my son was explaining that it's a Tsonga, I have an ID. So I don't know why they killed my son. I don't know. I'm very hurt to kill my son like a dog. I am very hurt.
Mama, stop it. R.I.P. to your son. Condolences to the whole family, but please stop it. As a parent, you are supposed to protect your child. We get it, but say, come on, dude. At the expense of a whole movement that's trying to save its country. That's crazy to me. This propaganda needs to stop, guys. Stop using the death of a child to push an agenda. It's disgusting. It's inhumane. South Africa is in a very bad place at this point, because there is no way mommy is doing this right now, dude. Hi, Bomagriza. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. She said that. She said, I don't know what happened, but I heard that. I don't know what happened, but I heard that. I was told that. Hearsay. Mind you, she's being told that her son was in somebody else's house or shack. I thought, well, at least from the initial reportings of the story, I thought, or we all thought, that Homestars was just sleeping in his shack, in his house or whatever. Can't the whole time. Nope, it wasn't the case. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? So who do we believe in this case, chat? Do we believe the police report, or the police telling us what happened? Or do we believe the mom who's telling us what she heard? Do we believe the police who are telling us what they heard as well, obviously via investigations? Or do we believe the mom, a grieving mom? I'm sorry, we're gonna have to use logic at this point. This young man was there to take property that's not his, according to the police, allegedly. Allegedly, the police are saying that the young man was there to steal. The mom is like, nope, no. My son was not there to steal. Allegedly, my son was just simply there because he was there. What? He was just there, hiding behind a cupboard, just for just. I don't mean to be insensitive. RIP to the young man. Condolences to the whole family. However, looking at the facts as far as what's being reported currently. Now let's get into the beef between the Zulu tribe and the Tsonga tribe. Tsonga / Shangaan tribe. There's a whole little situation that's going on between the two tribes, and it's also historical as well. You know what I'm saying? But here's why the Tsonga tribe is upset. Okay? The Tsonga tribe just started pinning everything on the Zulu folk as if March and March or Ngizwe's movement is tribalistic based, which is really not. It's just South Africans trying to get rid of the cancer that's been, infiltrating the South African streets or the South African community in general at large. Now this is where it kind of all started, okay? So they're singing a song, and the lyrics basically imply, for those who don't know, I know there's a lot of Africans who watch this channel. It's basically saying, Shangaan, get out the way. Shangaan, get out the way. We will beat you as Zulus. We'll beat you as Zulus. Shangaan, get out the way. Shangaan, get out the way. We will beat you as Zulus. That's basically what the chant is saying, if I do a direct translation to English. Okay? So, March and March started getting accused, Ngizwe and them, started getting accused of pushing a tribalistic agenda against fellow South Africans or fellow Africans. Now, here's where the problem starts, right? The Shangaan folk are also in the country of Mozambique, yeah? And on the border of Mozambique, we have Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga is falling under South Africa. Now, there's a lot of Shangaans as well there in Mpumalanga, which is South Africa. And these Shangaans also classify themselves as the Tsonga tribe. A Tsonga tribe being one of the tribes that falls under South Africa. The Tsonga language is a part of the 11 official languages of South Africa. You get what I'm saying? So that's where, the gray area lies with this song being chanted by Jacinta, Ngizwe and the rest of the pack that's fighting against illegal immigrants here in South Africa. We are also the Tsonga tribe, who just so happens to be one of the official tribes in South Africa, also a part of the official languages here in South Africa. And you are singing or chanting a song that's telling us that you're going to beat us? What's going on? Even Papa Penny also shared a few words as far as him not liking this song whatsoever because he feels like he's being targeted or his tribe is being targeted.
You
won't pin everything against us. The guy that you beat up is from Guyana, I think it's in Limpopo if I'm not mistaken.
It's not Nigerian.
Not Nigerian.
Nisuga, Nizuksuta, near Eastern Cape. That fight is for Xhosa people.
You guys marched from wherever you are from, KZN I assume, to go and march into the Eastern Cape to fight a battle that's meant to be fought by the Xhosa folk, because in the Eastern Cape, that's where the Xhosa folk reside.
And it's not for...
That's where the Xhosa folk are from, rather. My bad. Play back a biki. Just trying to translate for the people who don't understand this language.
It's for Xhosa people. And it's not for Shangaan. Singana kupiti nalapa.
You guys are disrespectful towards the Shangaan community. Yeah.
One day.
One day is one day.
Ni business promoter. One day is one day.
You guys are busy provoking us. One day is one day.
Don't play with my people.
Don't play with my Shangaan people.
I'm a Shangani. Maitlanyela, Maitolobela. If you don't have any song, shut up your mouth.
Stop singing that song. Shut up.
Hands off from us.
Papa Kenny was just expressing frustrations because of that song that was being chanted. He hates that song with every single ounce of his body. You do feel what I'm saying? Now I want to get into the next segment. Okay? But before I get into the next segment, I'll do another stream where we talk. Yeah, I'll do another stream, a separate stream where we talk about the engagement between Papa Penny and Ngizwe and Pakelam Tagat. They had a whole podcast there on MacG's show at Binga Nation, and they were discussing these tribalist agendas that have been flying around on the internet. So I'll do a separate stream with that, but in this stream we'll just focus on this segment of the murder of this 19-year-old who so happens to be allegedly a thief who got killed while he was trying to steal, allegedly, from a fellow South African. Okay? So now this next segment, we're going to be going through a man who has built quite a decent following on social media, more especially on TikTok and Facebook. So now this person is pushing a whole agenda that is trying to divide South Africans. He's starting a whole movement of literally trying to get the Tsonga folk to revenge the murder of this 19-year-old, even after it's been disproved that he was targeted as a foreign national, or for simply speaking a Tsonga language, which is a part of the South African languages. This man goes by the name Kyng Zyle. Okay. What I found quite interesting about Blue is that he wants to be a member of the FF so bad. Matter of fact, I'm not quite sure which party he wants to associate himself with. This was on the 2nd of May 2026. Okay? The ANC and EFF have fallen. Maibuye is your only hope. That's what he wrote on the caption on the 2nd of May 2026. I'll get to why this man is a problem as far as causing division in the country and trying to get South Africans to basically, be at war with each other and lose sight of the movement that we're trying to push as far as fixing our country with Jacinta in him. Okay? Look at this part. So here he's wearing a t-shirt of a political party that stems from the EFF, a political party that stems from the ANC, because Africa Maibuye is a descendant of the ANC and the EFF. ANC, EFF have a child, Africa Maibuye. Boom. And in the caption again, I'll read it again one more time. The ANC and EFF have fallen. Maibuye is your only hope. That's what this gentleman is saying. Okay? That was on the 2nd of May. Just a month ago. Literally 31 days ago. Right? Now, I started getting a bit confused as I was scrolling because there's another image that he has. And in this image, he's wearing EFF attire. I'm like, what? Where does this blue stand for real? This was literally 18 days later. On the 20th of May, 18 days after posting a t-shirt of him wearing a t-shirt of Africa Maibuye, he posted another one wearing EFF attire. And in this one it reads that, do you guys think CIC is going to give me a chance to come and serve? I'm confused. Where do you stand? Where do you lie? Because in your previous post, 18 days before that, he was saying that ANC and EFF have fallen. Your next best option is Africa Maibuye. Now he's begging Julius to be a part of the EFF. Are you kidding me, bruh? Who's this guy, dude? Where do you stand? Where do you lie? But then it will make sense as the stream continues. It will make sense why this blue is moving the way he's moving. I understand why he's wearing an EFF t-shirt. I understand why he's wishy-washy and can't decide exactly which party he wants to be a part of. But if you're going to be a part of a party that stems from ANC, whether it's Afrika Maibuye or EFF, then you're bugging. Because both of those parties, including MK Party as well, stem from ANC ideologies. Watch the division that he starts causing in the country. He starts pushing a whole crazy agenda, in my opinion, trying to pin the Tsonga tribe against the Zulu tribe. And it's like, what's going on here? Aren't we one at the end of the day? I mean, obviously these two tribes have history, but I thought we was one as far as, nationality was concerned. And this fight was for South Africa and for the greater good of South Africa. But according to Blue, it's not the case. At least that's what I gathered from this over here. Watch this.
Apparently, there's a 19-year-old boy who was killed in Western Cape. When was it? 31st of May? Was it yesterday? Apparently, there were riots in those march and march things in Western Cape. So the boy was stabbed to death. He's 19 years old. His name is Nhlamulo. We share the same name, me and him. And we come from the same tribe. He has been killed in Mossel Bay. The sister has posted on Facebook.
Immediately, out the gate.
Tsonga.
Just literally attributes this young man's murder to March and March. Wow. Without even waiting for investigations to happen, he dangerously does this. Imagine, bro. Make it make sense.
I've been saying these things. I don't want to say they are proving me right. No. It's a very bad thing that has happened. It's very bad. May his soul rest in peace.
Indeed.
I've been saying these things. That those ones, the Xhosas, the Zulus, when they look at you, Tsonga person, you are the hate they have for you is too much. So now, when I was busy trying to unite Tsonga Machanga and telling you guys that do not support this nonsense because they will kill you tomorrow, you were busy swearing at me, saying that I'm crazy. When you support March and March, you support these things. Now you're busy tagging me, trying to show me where somebody died. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? I've been telling you each and every day that stop supporting this bullshit. Now someone has died.
Literally blaming a whole positive movement to a murder that they have nothing to do with. Shame on you, sir.
Died right now. Someone was killed and you're busy telling me what the fuck do you want me to do? You want me to say, yeah, I was right. I just hope that they can kill all of you.
Imagine.
So you can learn.
Imagine. Bruh, you have a responsibility and you have a big platform. And using such rhetoric is, to me, crazy. But I say, it's your platform, that's what you must achieve. But I say, wishing death upon your followers is crazy to me. Or your whole tribe is madness. But hey, what can I say? It is what it is. Yo,
that when someone speaks to you and tells you, this is not right, we know that these people don't love us. We know these people, they've never loved us. And I keep on telling you every day. You keep on saying, you keep on running to their post, trying to paint me as if I'm crazy. As if what I'm saying does not exist. Look at this now. Look at this now.
I wonder how he feels now.
Me, the person who has been advocating for you people, standing up for you people, to the whole world, putting my life in danger, at risk, because I was trying to avoid things like this. This boy, if he was home, not supporting this nonsense, his life would have been saved. But because you don't have the knowledge, nobody...
This boy, if he was home and not supporting this nonsense, he'd probably still be alive, according to him. This was not even during a protest, sir, but did you care to actually dig deeper into the story and find out what really happened? Of course not. He just jumped out the gun, woke up in the morning, put on his crown, and started ranting over something that didn't happen the way he thought it happened. Shame on you. For what? For views? For views! Wow.
There was no old people to actually tell him that those people don't love us. They don't look at us and see human beings. Look what happened now.
And who's the tribalist in this whole thing? If he's speaking like this, who's really the tribalist when he's talking about those people? I've never heard Jacinta or Sizwe Ngunu or Ngizwe Ngunu or no Ngizwe. I don't know if his last name is Ngunu, but I haven't heard Ngizwe or Pakela Mtagati talking about those people as far as referring or talking about South Africans in general. Every time Jacinta and them talk about those people, they're talking about illegal immigrants, not the legal ones. So who's the tribalist here? Because his rhetoric revolves around those people, and he's talking about the Xhosa and the Zulus. Are you kidding me? But obviously, yeah, Jacinta is the tribalist, of course. That's the EFF's logic. I already showed you that Blue wants to be in the EFF party so bad, begging Malema for a spot. After claiming that ANC and EFF fell within the same month. He said, bro, 2 contradictory statements. I don't get it. Did the EFF fall, or do you want to join it because it's still alive and kicking? Which one is it? Or you want to revive the EFF? I don't know. Make it make sense. I don't know, Chad. You tell me. I don't know, man. Bro wants to be EFF so bad, man. CIC Julius Malema says, if you guys give me 1k shares on this post, he is officially bringing me in. Imagine. So you guys see that the EFF is pushing a whole agenda against Jacinta and him. Can you guys see it? Have I proved it already or not? I don't know. You guys tell me. Boy.
And then you people are busy tagging me. Stop tagging me in these things. Don't do it. Because they are coming to Limpopo. They are coming to Limpopo. Go and support them. They are coming. You have seen all those videos. Venderman being beaten. You have seen those videos. Mapedi, you have seen those videos. Support them. They are coming. Support them. Someone from Limpopo right now, he has been killed. He's dead right now. And they are coming here. Guys.
Yeah, well, it doesn't end there, chat. He then goes on to create a whole movement around this whole propaganda BS. He then goes ahead and tries to entice violence, as proven in this video that I'm about to play for you right now. Pay attention. I'll translate. I'll try to translate as much as I can. Let's go.
Shangaan South Africa. I need you to listen to me right now, Vic.
Machangani reside in Mpumalanga, Limpopo. Machangani all over the countries of South Africa. I need you guys to listen to me very carefully.
And I'm sharing another video.
Make sure you guys share this video. Listen to me very closely.
We've lost one of our own.
We've lost one of our own.
His name is Nhlamulo Sambo. What is my name? My name.
So I guess he doesn't care how they lost one of their own. I guess the context doesn't matter, right? I guess the context doesn't matter. We're just going to push an agenda that he was murdered because he's a Tsonga speaking boy in a Xhosa speaking community. That's the agenda that you guys are going to push? Are you kidding me? So you don't care that the kid was in somebody else's property, according to police report, allegedly stealing or trying to steal and got caught in the act, and therefore suffered the consequences of his act. God forbid. Unfortunately, that's what happened. R.I.P. the young man again. I can't say that enough. Listen to this brew literally trying to form a whole alliance to get revenge.
His name is Nhlamulo Sambo. What is my name? My name is Nhlamulo Makubele. Kyng Zyle is just a stage name. That boy's name is Nhlamulo Sambo. My name is Nhlamulo Makubele. There's a reason for that. Do you understand me? Kuna reason ya kumuntu yangadlayiwa arna vito akufana nami. So right now at this moment, because the Tsonga nation is crying, there are a lot of useless old fools who are going to stand up right now. Old fools who are supposed to have stood up way before these things happen and speak for their tribe.
Fair.
All of the time they were quiet because they are scared of the Zulus. They are scared of the Xhosas. They are cowards. So right now, all of them, they will stand up. Most of them, because now they must act. They will stand up.
But why does it have to be old fools, according to him, according to his words, I'm quoting him bar for bar, why does it have to be old fools who stand up for their tribe? Why is it a tribalistic thing in your mind? Because it's not the case. like all tribes are involved in this blood clot protest. South Africans are singing one tune, but you got people who want to be so EFF so bad, who are pushing a whole narrative and agenda to try and make it seem like South Africans are divided. We're not divided at all. Don't believe this BS, please.
And tell you whatever they want to tell you. A lot of influencers, useless influencers right now, they will stand up trying to tell you, let's do this and this and that. Do not listen to those stupid people.
Oh yeah, you the smart one, of course. As if he's not an influencer. Keep going, buddy.
Whether you like it or not, leader, I'm your leader.
Whether you like it or not, Machangane, I'm your leader.
That is why I've been that person who was at the forefront fighting for you, telling you, warning you about these things. So it does not matter what I but I am your leader.
Doesn't matter if you like me or don't like me. Doesn't matter if you love me or don't love me. I'm your leader.
So I will tell you, because as I say, they are cowards. They don't know war. They don't even know the strategies of war.
Are you listening? Are you listening or are you paying attention? Which one is it? This is where he takes a whole turn to make this about a war thing against this tribe and that tribe. Listen to this blue carefully, bruh. This is crazy to me, bruh. This division needs to stop. EFF, please stop this nonsense.
You understand? So what happened to that boy in Western Cape? It was a trick. It was a trick. It's a trap. I know when you talk about we want revenge for our boy. I will speak to him in spirit. It might be him speaking right now. You talk about we want revenge. My revenge, you do not.
Literally using a young man's death to push an agenda. Since we share the same name, him and I'm gonna use that to push an agenda that we need to seek revenge because I'm speaking, he's speaking through me right now. Is this guy normal in the head? Is this guy okay, man?
Revenge, what talk about? And
we want revenge. Is this guy crazy, bro?
Do you understand? So what happened to that boy in Western Cape? It was a trick. It was a trick. It's a trap. I know when you talk about we want revenge for our boy. I will speak to him in spirit. It might be him speaking right now.
Bro.
You talk about we want revenge. My revenge, you do not revenge what talk about.
Does this guy know that? Does this guy know that Nhlamulo was stealing, allegedly stealing from somebody else's shack, and got slaughtered while doing it? God forbid. R.I.P. the young man. Yo.
What they are doing right now is they're trying to force us into war. And most of you are not ready. As a general, I know that. Most of you are not ready. We will lose a lot of lives. So let's see if I get the share that. And but Changani Staratin, but to justice for the means and then justice for the yes, we can post justice for the
I don't want to see the Shangaan community in the streets pushing justice for Nhlamulo, protesting or doing riots in the streets. He says he doesn't want to see that. Mind you, this guy has a big following. I won't lie, he has a big following across the whole continent because he does speak for the foreigners and his tribe. Why? Because some members of his tribe are from Mozambique. Makes sense, doesn't it? Let's keep going.
On social media. But do not go to the streets. Do not engage Mazulu or Xhosa. Because we know that they are the ones who started these things. And yet, we know that. We will get our revenge. We do not fight. We fight.
He goes on to say that though if a war was to break out now, we would lose. So it's not in our best interest to start the war now. We will get a chance to get our revenge. Relax, listen to me as your leader.
When we want to, it is intelligence. We must use our intelligence. Don't let them force you into war right now. Don't listen to those fools. They don't love you. But they are politicians now. They are not politicians right now. We should stand up with the politicians. We should stand up and tell you what to do. Or act like they care. As long as those politicians they don't care about you as the.
This is somebody who's condemning people who support politicians while he's trying to get in bed with EFF and Julius Malema. How ironic, right? The irony is crazy, man.
And if you do not listen to those people, you don't even vote for them. Do you hear me? Because those people, they were sent just to come and capture you to be under those other people.
So he's condemning movements that are fighting for South Africans, for South African citizens, but he still wants to be in bed with Julius Malema and the like. Make it make sense, bro. I don't know, man.
I know what's going on.
And this is your leader. Yo, Tsonga folk, this is your leader, Tsonga folk. I'm sorry, this is your leader? That's crazy.
Be brought to justice. Whoever killed that boy, they will be brought to justice.
They have to be brought to justice. They have to be brought to, of course they have to. We pray and hope that they find their brew. We pray and hope that they find their brew. But at least we know for a fact that the 15-year-old who was with the 19-year-old that got murdered told police and told the whole nation, told the whole country, told the mom as well, that we were there. And the owner came up and found us in his house and your son got killed, man. That's what the young man told us. Justice has to be served. However, how this blue is trying to frame it is crazy to me.
Mara, my tribe, Bangame, Ngabamo kumhlangana futhi umntwana. Mina ngibashilo shemwe. Mingali, we do not engage. Do not listen to anyone who's going to tell you to go and fight at this moment. Yena italwa loko sefuna bayina. We will revenge our boy when we want.
Are you listening?
Nimba yeli. And nimba ufanele uyilwa loko usiba the upper end.
He wants to push an agenda that we will revenge the murder of somebody who was allegedly a thief. Okay, cool.
So right now they're driving us into a trap. Manito don't hear me. Justice for the boy. Yes, let's post on social media.
100%.
But stop supporting those marches. You do not attend those marches.
Stop attending those marches as the Shangaan. Why? Is it because some of the Shangaans are also from Mozambique? Because he already proved to us that he's pushing against, he's pushing back at March and March simply because they are targeting Africans or illegal migrants. He hates that. But now it's even worse because the Tsonga tribe or the Tsonga folk also have ties with Mozambique. And the Mozambicans, as I'll prove later on in the stream if we stay long enough, Mozambique is a capital of South African vehicles that are being passed onto Mozambique through the border of Mpumalanga. It's a whole hijack zone there. It's crazy. The Mpumalanga people are suffering because of these hijackings that are happening there and throughout the whole country as well, because every time Car Tracker or any of these tracking companies track a vehicle that they have their chips installed in, they always end up at the border there in Mpumalanga. But you'll never hear people like this. You'll never hear people like Kyng Zyle or Julius Malema condemning the criminal activities that are going on in the country. You'll never hear it happen. Complete madness.
You do not attend those matches. Mavenda, you do not attend those matches. Manit, I will never want what's it right now. Relax. Chill. There will come a time. There will come a time where they will pay for what they've done. Not today, not now. Thank you.
Right. Now, you probably wonder how he reacted after he found out that the killing of this young man was because of a criminal act that he was a part of. At 3 a.m, according to the police officer. Sunday, 3 a.m. And the riots were Friday morning. But he tried his best. Him and the EFF tried their best to put the 2 and 2 together to say, yeah, the riots that happened on a Friday morning are related to the crime or the murder of the Tsonga young man that happened on a Sunday, early hours of Sunday. Make it make sense. That's almost 48 hours apart. Listen.
Formed up by the other one that was with the deceased. They were found in a shack, an empty shack that the owner wasn't there. And the owner of the shack accosted them inside the shack. And then the deceased ran away. They were there to take some goods for themselves. And then there this 15-year-old then hid himself under the bed.
We'll have a look at that, buddy.
The owner was chasing this one, and then which apparently accosted him, and then he was dead. Which we were looking for him was murder. That's murder. Yes.
And the vacant shack, did it belong to a...
Cool. So the policeman is telling everybody, including Kyng Zyle, that, hey man, look, What happened is this, according to our investigation. So you and the EFF just jumped out the gate and just tried to frame something that's unrelated to what happened with the murder of this young man. Listen to his reaction to what the police officer is saying.
Mr. Police Officer, we hear everything that you're saying, but I want to tell you right now that as XiTsonga Machangan, we do not believe anything that you're saying. You don't even look like you know what you're talking about. You look like you're just trying to do damage control. This is just propaganda.
The nerve, the gall, bruh, the nerve to call this propaganda after what he's been doing. The nerve to call it propaganda after the police officer is telling him that we have the intelligence and the resources to investigate these type of issues, and according to the resources and intelligence that we've conducted, we found that the brew was there to steal and got killed by the owner of the shack. We're looking for the owner. He's our number one suspect. We're doing our best to find him, but he's rejecting what the police officer is saying because he feels like the police officer is pushing propaganda. What propaganda or what benefit does the SAPS have to lie about this? What benefit do they have to lie about this? How are they going to benefit? Listen to this delusional brew, literally dismissing a whole investigation that was done by the SAPS.
We hear everything that you're saying, but I want to tell you right now that as XiTsonga Machangan, we do not believe anything that you're saying. You don't even look like you know what you're talking about.
But we are going to believe the mom, right?
You look like you're just trying to do damage control. This is just propaganda for you
Wow.
guys to shift attention from what we already know. The only person or the only people that we are going to believe as XiTsonga Machangan are the parents of that child.
Make it make sense. The only people that we believe are people who are not there. Sharp, the policeman also wasn't there. But the mom was definitely not there, that's for sure. And we'll only believe what a grieving mom has to say about their child's murder. Are you kidding me? Make it make sense. Yo, Shangaan folk, this is your leader, right? This is your leader. This is your biggest disciple. And this is how he thinks? We're going to believe a grieving mom who's obviously going to take the side of the child and frame anything that's trying to be... What's going on? Shut up. We are going to believe a grieving mom, her story, her side of the story, even though she told us for a fact that her son wasn't supposed to be there in the first place because it wasn't where the son lived. She was of the assumption that that's where the son lived. And then she later on changed the story to say, no, my son doesn't live there. Well, allegedly, my son got murdered simply because he was Tsonga. No, ma'am, that's not what happened. But we're going to believe that lady, right? Somebody who lied to us. The lady who lied to us. We're going to believe her. Alright. Make it make sense, guys.
The only person or the only people that we are going to believe as XiTsonga Machangan are the parents of that child, is the family that has already told us what has been happening. As XiTsonga Machangan, we have been facing the same things for years and years and years in this country. So right now we are saying enough is enough. We have had it with the disrespect, with being killed in our own country, treated as if we are animals, as if we are foreigners in our own country.
How are we going to relate that to what happened, or according to what the police are telling us? How are we going to relate all of that, everything that he's saying, to that? To the murder? Or the criminal activity that occurred there? Unfortunately, sir, you guys have been exposed for pushing propaganda narratives on the internet, using your social media followings to create division in the country of South Africa, pinning the Zulu and the Xhosas against the Tsongas. Shame on you, Miss Naledi Chirwa. Shame on you, Kyng Zyle. You guys have been exposed and your propaganda has failed dismally. And now he's trying to act like, oh my God, the police officer is crazy. We have to believe the mom. No, it's not how it works.
So we are not going to believe anything that you're saying.
Are you kidding me?
That boy was a small boy, was 19 years old. He had no business being a criminal. But Machangani, we are so peaceful.
He had no business being a criminal, but at 3 a.m, he was in someone else's shack when the owner wasn't around. According to eyewitness, a victim that was not a victim rather. According to an eyewitness, a 15-year-old was also there. He was there, and he's telling us that my friend got murdered. What were you guys doing at 3 a.m? Are we gonna have the conversation, sir? No, of course not.
We are not criminals. We believe in working for whatever we have. So we understand very well that
a large majority of any flipping tribe has criminals. Sharp, a large majority of them might not be criminals, but it doesn't mean that there's no criminals in there. So we're gonna condemn everything that March and March is doing, but we're not gonna condemn criminals in our own tribes or in our own communities. That's wild. But I'm not surprised. I mean, that's the EFF for you, man. That's the EFF for you. They'll condemn everything but the Nigerians selling drugs in the country. They'll condemn everybody but the Somalians who are selling expired food in the country. They'll condemn everybody who opposes any criminal whatsoever. It's crazy, bro. Make it make sense, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm starting to believe the conspiracy theories that EFF and its members are getting paid by criminals. I'm starting to believe it at this point. I didn't really want to get into it like that, but now I'm starting to believe it because there's no way, bro.
But Machangani, we are so peaceful. We are not criminals. We believe in working for whatever we have. So we understand very well that child was taught from a very young age. Maybe might have been connected with some people who were doing crime, but he was not a criminal, and we're not going to allow you to shift the attention from what we already know. So, Mr. Police Officer, we know that the South African police services, you guys are very incompetent. You can't even control crime in your own country. You can't even control immigration at the borders. You can't even stop crime from happening to your own people.
Let's rather have that conversation. See, now he's cooking. Let's rather have a conversation about the ineffectiveness and lack of consistency from the SAPS as far as doing their job is concerned. Let's rather have the conversation now. Now he's cooking. Let's have the conversation because that's fact. But trying to discredit the police officer to buy a story that the mom bought from somebody else as well. Hearsay stories from the mom because the mom also wasn't there. But you'd rather buy that story and reject the police officer telling you that according to our investigation, this is what... Make it make sense, man.
People are being killed each and every day, and there's nothing that you are doing about it. But now, just because you see that this boy was killed, you want to lie to us and say that he was a criminal, he was going to steal something somewhere. As Vatsonga Machangani, we do not believe in that. So we are not going to believe anything that you are saying. We are going to believe the family that has already told us what has happened to this young boy. So thank you very much for what you are doing. We hope you find that criminal before we do.
Yo, I'm starting to believe what people have been saying about South Africans, man. The Nigerian folk have been insulting us, calling us dumb and uneducated. At this point, I don't know, man. There is no way this blue thinks like that. There is no way this blue thinks like that, chat. I'm sorry. Something has to be wrong. Something has to be wrong with us South Africans if that's how we think. I'm sorry. There is no way, bro. There is no way, dude. Hijack Mpumalanga border. There's hijackings that are going on there. So if you're wondering why is there so much hostility against the folks from Mozambique, or why are they also regarded in Mozambique? So now the problem is that vehicles are getting smuggled out the country through these borders there in the border of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Right? And that's been a problem in the country for the past decade, if not more.
Minutes that to help us is those community or the volunteers that they are working for community free without any salary or stipend.
The Deputy Minister of Police says they have noted the issues raised and they will find ways to curb the crime.
We have established a border management authority which is operational, launched by the President, I think last year, in Musina to respond to that specific area of the border. And we believe that the Border Management Authority and the programs that we have put in place will be able to respond. And established a border management authority, which is operational, launched by the president, I think last year, in Musina to respond to that specific area of the border. And we believe that the border management authority and the programs that we have put in place will be able to respond to the challenge that has been placed because of the challenges in the area.
Matale urged communities to work with authorities in order to curb crime. However, he said South Africa is working with Mozambique counterparts to fight the criminal activities at the border post.
We discussed cooperation between Mozambique and South Africa, and there is commitment from the two authorities to work together to combat crime that is perpetuated in our cross-border areas, in particular the issue of vehicles that are hijacked and they go across the border into Mozambique.
Meanwhile, the Mpumalanga police...
We have a big problem in this country. Big criminal activity problems going on in this country. Did you hear that? Cars are disappearing out of South Africa and being sold or jumping the border there in Mpumalanga into Mozambique. But you'll never hear the likes of this guy condemning criminal activities that are being operated allegedly by the Shangaan or the Mozambicans. But you will hear him condemning March and March, trying to fix this country as far as getting rid of the cancerous illegal immigration that we have in this country that's literally milking the resources out of this country and also contributing to the crime that we already have. South Africa is already a criminal country already. But now we have an influx of criminals as well from other countries, neighboring countries, who are making things worse. But you'll never hear EFF or this man over here condemning such activities. Make it make sense. Anyway, as we move right along, let's get into the chat. How you guys doing? If you're new here, welcome to Brian Savannah TV. Cedric, what up, my boy? Cedric is saying, what's up, my bro? Hope you're doing good. There was Tsonga people in Mossel Bay who were forced to be relocated with Mozambicans because of the protests and the burning of houses. ENCA reported on it today. Newsroom, rather. So let's quickly look into that, my G. Njakamerogo. Yeah, welcome back, buddy. If you guys don't know who Cedric is, Cedric and I don't really get along that well. We disagree on a lot of things, but we do get along when it comes to discourse.
Fears still linger in Guyana informal settlement in Mossel Bay, days after a protest against undocumented foreign nationals. 2 Mozambican nationals were killed, over 50 structures were torched, and hundreds were receiving help to return home. Some Tsonga-speaking South Africans say they are also affected.
So ndibona movement apha phansi nemeko eyiyo ungathi ndikwenye indawo kuyatsha ngapha kuyakhalwa ngapha kuthiwa kuswelekiwe ngapha ngelo xesha mandithi amanyana bese eqala ukubaleka bese xa ubonekana no ayagive apha ke ngoku akasafuna ukuchubeka nentoni nokulwa, understand. Then bathatha advantage ke leyo aba base ma South Africans mandibeke kanjalo okanye amaXhosa mabayike kanjalo.
This timer is spitting facts. I'm going to read the subtitles for those folk who don't understand Xhosa. Listen carefully to what he's saying, because I did mention this in my previous stream. Cedric, I know you know this. I mentioned this in my previous stream, buddy, that obviously there's going to be criminal syndicates that are taking advantage of these protests to push their own agendas. You get what I'm saying? Can we say that the same might be true for the young man who passed on, the 19-year-old? Allegedly, he was also being a criminal or doing a criminal activities on a Sunday morning or Sunday in the early hours of Sunday. Let's maybe rather suggest that he was operating with his 15-year-old friend on a Saturday evening onto the early hours of Sunday when he got murdered. Can we also assume that he was taking advantage of the protests that were going on in that area? Because that's exactly what this brew is talking about. I'm going to play it back and I'm going to read the subtitles for you African viewers who might not understand the Xhosa language. Listen to this timer carefully. I'll read for you what he's saying and we'll just talk about what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
South Africans say they are also affected.
Cedric, are you still with me? I noticed something was wrong based on the movement and what was happening in Giyani. It felt as though I was somewhere else entirely, with homes going up in flames, people dying, and others in distress. By that time, the foreign nationals had given in, stopped resisting, and started fleeing. Things got crazy. Some South Africans, or rather some Xhosa-speaking residents, then took advantage of the situation and entered people's homes. Are you listening?
Understand? Then bathatha advantage ke leyo aba base ma South Africans mandibeke kanjalo okanye amaXhosa mabayike kanjalo kula sebaqale khona engene ezindlini ke manje.
As a South African, I should be free to live and build wherever I choose. So that's the part I cared about really. The part where he says that when the foreigners or the Tsonga people, the Tsonga speaking people started fleeing because of safety concerns, that's when people started using that as an opportunity to literally steal from the foreigners who are fleeing Giyani, or that small little informal settlement in Giyani. So is it safe to say that the South Africans or the Xhosa folks that this time is talking about might just happen to be the same young man who got murdered? Would it be a fair judgment to attribute or connect or make a relation to what he's saying with what has been transpiring over the past couple of days, being exposed that the young man was also a criminal, allegedly? I'm going to play it back so you guys can hear what I'm trying to say. I don't think you guys are listening to what this man is saying. I noticed something was wrong based on the movement and what was being... it felt as though I was somewhere else entirely, with homes going up in flames, people dying, and others in distress. Listen carefully. By that time, the foreign nationals had given in, stopped resisting, and started fleeing their homes. Guess what happened when the foreign nationals started fleeing their homes? They in the informal settlement in Giyani. Some South Africans, or rather some Xhosa-speaking residents, then took advantage of the situation and entered people's homes. That's from Friday, throughout Saturday, and eventually on Sunday. Or rather, it stopped on Sunday. So let's rather say the whole of Saturday, they started getting into other people's homes. Guess how the young man got killed? Allegedly, the police say that he got killed by the homeowner who came back home and found him in his house, chased after him and killed him, stabbed him to death. And I said this already, that some South Africans are going to start taking advantage of these protests to perform their criminal activities. And this timer over here just exposed the fact that that young man who passed on, the 19-year-old, might have been a part of these South Africans who was pushing their own personal agendas and being thieves, stealing from foreigners. So did this young man allegedly pass on while trying to commit crimes? Taking advantage of riots that are trying to get rid of illegal immigrants? I think you guys get my point at this point. Where is Cedric? Cedric is saying, I understand what you are saying, but you can understand these very specific people in Mossel Bay might not view the protest with a good eye just because of those incidents. Finish the video to see. No problem.
No, I give up. I'm South African, di hambe, di free, di akhe apa ngithanda khona.
Displaced resident Ernest Sithole says the experience has left deep scars.
I will put it plainly. What happened here was discrimination. It felt as though we were still living in the apartheid era. It is us as black people who continue to do this to one another. If you cannot speak a particular language, people assume that you are not South African.
Sithole says tensions have been building for weeks.
Look at this. We have an informal settlement problem in this country. And the truth of the matter, Cedric, is that most of these informal settlements, the communities or the tribes or the people who reside in these communities are foreign nationals. Illegal ones especially. Illegal foreign nationals. And whose fault is this? I'm going to attribute this to Julius Malema. Julius Malema is the one who told foreigners to find creative ways to enter South Africa. And he's the one who pushed the foreigners to go acquire land any way they want in South Africa. And after these people acquire land anywhere or erect shacks anywhere in this country, he would then push them to riot and go to the closest highway and burn tires on the closest highway and literally make sure that they get attention from the government or the municipalities in that area to provide basic services like water and electricity. This is all Julius Malema's doing. But nobody's going to say it, right? This is all EFF's doing. To have these illegal informal settlements all over the country, where crime is so ripe in these communities that even the police struggle to keep up with all the criminal activities that's going on in these illegal informal settlements. Look now what happened. But obviously we're going to blame March and March, of course. Yeah, we're going to blame March and March.
With homes believed to belong to foreign nationals allegedly being marked.
Maybe
I thought this was being done because it had perhaps been established that some people were undocumented and that the markings. The markings would be used to identify households whose occupants needed to be verified by Home Affairs through their IDs, passports, or other documents.
Home Affairs xa bafika bathi koko usicela i-ID yakho usicela ini i-passport yakho bayijonga ukubana i-valid okanye ayikho valid na.
After that, we kept hearing people saying that the Shangaans would be leaving after the 29th.
Niyahamba nge-29 niyahamba. Wonke umuntu nje kuthiwa uyahamba nge-29.
The Shangaans, I'm going to assume that they're talking about those who are from Mozambique, because a lot of Shangaans are from Mozambique. A lot of them are also from Mpumalanga and Limpopo. I kept asking myself where I was supposed to go because they know I am South African. So was my wife and all my children go to school here.
Now, Sithole and several other displaced families from Limpopo are calling on the government to intervene.
While I may not have a plan right now on where to go from here, I cannot tell my wife and children to return to our home. Regardless of its condition, after all of this, the truth is that I no longer feel safe here. Regardless of its condition, okay, I no longer feel safe here.
They say take a full words as a warning.
If government, especially the national leadership, does not intervene, I'm telling you that this could result in a civil war in less than 10 years.
Strongly. Ndiyakuxelela sisi xa ndiphila soze kugqithwe 10 years kungekho civil war.
Authorities say the situation is largely under control, but tensions remain high in the community. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 405, I'm Nasipi Same in Mossel Bay.
People even got to a point where they started putting text or paint on their shacks to say that I am owned by a Xhosa folk, so please don't loot this house. Because now the illegal migrants from Mozambique as well are also in the communities of the Xhosa folk or the South Africans. So these people are now integrated with each other. Your neighbor is no longer a South African but a foreigner. Your neighbor is not only South Africans but foreigners as well. If I put it, I think it's better if I put it that way. So they are all intertwined and integrated with each other. So now when there's time to protest or criminals targeting foreigners, they can mistakenly break into someone's house who happens to be a South African. Even the police themselves said that the man or the young man or the young boy, the 19-year-old who got killed, was killed by a South African according to the investigation. This is all alleged, by the way. So the South African, the Xhosa Brew, was 15 years old, and the 19-year-old who got killed, according to the police, they broke into a South African man's shack. When the South African man came and found them there, he chased after the 19-year-old and killed him. According to the 15-year-old, that's what happened. According to the police report as well, this is all alleged. And that's why you have people who have markings or paint on their shacks to say that I am taken by a Xhosa
Tensions
national.
Remain high in the community.
Don't break into my house. Do you think criminals care? Do you think the likes of the deceased, the 19-year-old who passed on, do you think he cared? R.I.P. to the young man. Clearly he didn't, according to the police report. Allegedly, he broke into this Bruce's house to steal from a fellow South African shack and got the short end of the stick. R.I.P. to the young man. I can't say that enough. Askis. Sorry, mama. But we're just looking at what's being presented to us on the internet. Not to sound insensitive. R.I.P. the young man. I can't say that enough. Cedric is saying, what up, Cedric? Cedric, what you say, my boy? Cedric is saying, I don't blame March and March or EFF. I blame those who follow them to the point that they lose empathy completely because of choosing a side. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been exposing throughout this whole stream, Cedric. That why can't we just look at what happened with the young man's life and talk about the facts that have been exposed so far as investigations are concerned, and maybe possibly ignore somebody who wasn't there completely, like the mom, because she wasn't there, and her opinion about the situation comes from a biased position of a mother who lost a child. The policeman has no relation whatsoever to this family. The policeman has no personal relations to this case, and he reported according to what the police or SAPS found out about the whole situation, and they concluded that this was unrelated to the protest that occurred on a Friday morning, to the murder that transpired via a break-in on Sunday. Thank you guys for joining me in the stream. I'm not done yet. So make sure that you click the notification bell, because I'm going to do another stream maybe within an hour. So the stream will be shown here towards the end of when this stream ends. It's gonna pop up. So just click that button and click the notify me button on that video, and we'll get into Jacinta and this lady over here. This is our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, and this right here relates to the same kid who's being used by the EFF to push an agenda. We're gonna look at the battle or the back and forth between March and March and the EFF. March and March shaming the EFF for using this young man's death as a marketing ploy to get votes and pushing propaganda, versus the EFF pinning every single thing that goes on in this country to March and March, as opposed to actually looking at Parliament and the people that they are in bed with to say, why are you guys ignoring everything that's going on in the country? They'd rather hold a movement accountable for all the nonsense that's going on in the country. That'll be on the next stream, chat. Appreciate you guys for joining me in this one. And yeah, like I said, make sure that you guys click the like button so that the algorithm pushes this video to like-minded people like you and I. And we'll basically, most definitely, hop on the next stream within the next couple of minutes or hours. Really appreciate you guys one last time. And without any further ado,